What if I told you that one of the seeds in your healthy breakfast bowl might be quietly destroying your joints? It sounds dramatic, but if you're over 60 and waking up with stiff knees, swollen fingers, or aching wrists, the real problem might not be your age. It might be in your pantry. You see, not all superfoods are super for aging joints. Some seeds, despite being packed with nutrients, are extremely high in omega-6 fats, the kind that, when unbalanced, act like lighter fluid on inflammation. Others contain natural compounds that block mineral absorption, or worse, disrupt your gut and immune response without you realizing it. And yet other seeds, they do the opposite. They calm inflammation. They rebuild cartilage. They cushion your joints from the inside out naturally. No prescriptions. No side effects. Just quiet, consistent healing that most seniors are never told about. The problem: most people don't know which is which. They add chia to their smoothie thinking it's helping. They snack on sunflower seeds instead of chips. They eat pumpkin seeds to protect their bones. But day after day, they're feeding the very fire they're trying to put out. So in today's video, we're cutting through the noise. We'll reveal the 4 most common seeds that could be silently worsening your arthritis, and the 3 best that have been shown to reduce pain, restore mobility, and rebuild the health of your joints. And for each one, we'll break down the science, the symptoms, and the simple fix you can start today. Before we dive in, leave a comment. Which seeds do you eat most often, and have you ever wondered if they're really helping? Let's start with the 4th most harmful seed for aging joints. A tiny, elegant ingredient that most seniors never think twice about, but may be quietly sabotaging your recovery. Poppy seeds. You'll find them on muffins, breads, and bagels. They look harmless, even gourmet. But for older adults struggling with joint pain, inflammation, or slow digestion, these tiny black seeds can cause more trouble than they're worth. You see, poppy seeds contain trace amounts of opiate alkaloids, natural compounds like morphine and codeine that can subtly impact your nervous system and digestion. That's right, the same family of compounds found in prescription painkillers, in your breakfast muffin. And while the amount may be small in sensitive individuals, especially those over 60 with slower metabolism or compromised liver function, these compounds can interfere with how the body processes inflammation. What's worse, poppy seeds are also extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, the kind of fat that, when not balanced with enough omega-3s, fans the flames of inflammation throughout your body, including inside your joints. So what feels like an innocent treat, a poppy seed bagel or muffin, could be quietly stiffening your knees or swelling your fingers by lunchtime. The fix: you don't need to fear flavor. But it's wise to cut back on poppy seeds if you're dealing with joint issues, autoimmune flares, or chronic stiffness. Instead, sprinkle hemp seeds or ground flax for a nutty crunch. Add anti-inflammatory herbs like cinnamon or turmeric to your baking. And watch how your joints respond in just a few weeks. Because sometimes it's not the big meals, it's the little sprinkles that do the damage. And if you think this seed is bad, wait until you see the next one, often called a smart snack, but quietly flooding your joints with inflammation from the inside out. And by the way, if you're finding these insights helpful, you won't want to miss what we're sharing next week. We'll be diving into a comfort food that most older adults enjoy regularly, but a few common mistakes around it could be affecting your heart, your bones, even your long-term independence. You'll learn how to enjoy it safely and why the way you eat it matters more than you think. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss it when it drops. Now let's talk about sunflower seeds. Let's talk about a snack that seems smarter than chips, but may be doing just as much damage to your joints. Sunflower seeds. They're crunchy, salty, and full of vitamin E, which sounds like a win, right? But here's the catch. Sunflower seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, the very kind that drive joint inflammation when left unbalanced. Now, omega-6 fats aren't bad on their own. Your body needs them. But in the modern diet, especially for seniors, omega-6 far outweighs omega-3. And when that balance tips too far, the result is like pouring gasoline on a fire. For people over 60 whose joints are already more sensitive, this imbalance can mean swollen fingers, stiff wrists, and sharp aches that seem to come out of nowhere. And the science backs it up. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high dietary omega-6, especially with low omega-3, was directly linked to elevated CRP levels, a key blood marker for inflammation and joint breakdown. So that healthy handful of sunflower seeds, it could be pushing your pain higher, without you even realizing it. The fix: if you enjoy seeds as a snack, cut back on sunflower seeds. Rotate in anti-inflammatory alternatives like ground flax, walnuts, or hemp seeds. And most importantly, increase omega-3s wherever you can. Balance, not restriction, is the goal. Because when it comes to fats, it's not just what you eat, It's what you absorb, balance, and burn. And if you think that was sneaky, wait until you hear about the next seed. It's promoted for bone health, but could be robbing your bones instead. You might be eating them for your bones, but if you're over 60, pumpkin seeds could be quietly working against your joints, not for them. Pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are often praised for their magnesium, zinc, and protein. And yes, they do contain these nutrients, but there's a hidden catch. They also contain phytates, natural compounds found in many seeds and grains that bind to minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, and block your body from absorbing them. That's a big problem, because after 60, your digestive system slows down. Your stomach produces less acid, which makes it even harder to break down and absorb critical nutrients. So even if you're eating a bone-healthy seed, your body might not be getting the minerals at all. Instead of rebuilding cartilage or supporting your joints, those minerals pass right through you unused and wasted. And over time, that can show up as slower recovery from injury, brittle nails or thinning hair, stiffness in your hips, back, or knees, and even bone density loss. The fix: you don't have to give up pumpkin seeds completely, but preparation is key. Soak or lightly roast to reduce phytate levels. Don't overeat them daily. Think rotation, not repetition. And if you're struggling with stiffness, fatigue, or brittle bones, consider testing your mineral levels. Because sometimes it's not what you're eating, it's what your body can't use. And now, it's time for the most misunderstood seed of all. One that's in your smoothies, your cereal, maybe even your supplements. And for aging joints, it could be a disaster. They've been called a superfood, a gut-friendly fiber, a miracle for weight loss. But for aging joints, chia seeds might be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, forming a thick gel when mixed with liquid. While that may sound like a digestive aid for older adults, especially those with sluggish digestion, it can have the opposite effect. Instead of keeping things moving, it can slow gut motility, trap food, and lead to bloating, fermentation, and inflammation, not just in your gut, but throughout your body. And that's not all. Chia seeds are also surprisingly high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are pro-inflammatory when not balanced with enough omega-3s. And let's face it, most seniors already aren't getting enough omega-3 from diet alone. The result: a gut that's gassy and uncomfortable, joints that feel stiff and swollen in the morning, and a health habit that may actually be setting your progress back. The fix: if you love chia, there are smarter ways to use it. Stick to small portions and always soak it first. Limit to a few times per week, not daily. Or switch to ground flaxseed, easier to digest, higher in joint-friendly ALA omega-3s. Sometimes foods marketed as functional are actually too aggressive for a slower aging system. So now you know the 4 seeds that might be quietly fueling your joint pain. But what about the ones that can help reverse it? Because up next, we reveal the seeds that don't just reduce inflammation. They help rebuild cartilage, restore mobility, and bring strength back to your step. Starting with a misunderstood seed that most people have never even tasted. Let's begin with something small, quiet, and incredibly healing: hemp seeds. They're not exotic, they're not hyped. But for aging joints, especially after 60, hemp seeds may be one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods hiding in your pantry. What makes them special? First, hemp seeds are a complete plant protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to maintain muscle repair, tissue, and support joint stability. That's a big win as we age and muscle loss accelerates. But the real magic lies in a rare fatty acid called GLA, gamma-linolenic acid. GLA is a natural inflammation fighter. It works by blocking inflammatory messengers in the body, the same ones that cause morning stiffness, joint swelling, and pain after simple tasks. In one clinical study, patients who took GLA-rich hemp oil saw a 36% drop in stiffness and a 25% reduction in joint pain, all without medication. And unlike seeds that fuel inflammation like sunflower or chia, hemp has an almost perfect omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which helps protect your joints instead of inflaming them. So how do you use them? Never cook them. Heat destroys their delicate oils. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons daily to smoothies, yogurt salads, or avocado toast. Store in the fridge to keep them fresh and potent. They're soft, nutty, easy to chew, no jaw strain required. And for less than $1 a day, they deliver a protein-rich, joint-loving boost your body will actually recognize and use. It's not about trendy health foods. It's about giving your joints the building blocks they've been quietly begging for. And if you want to go a step further, the next seed isn't even a seed. But your joints will thank you like it's gold. It's not technically a seed. But when it comes to reducing joint pain, spirulina deserves a front row seat. Spirulina is a blue-green algae that's been consumed for centuries, and today it's one of the most nutrient-dense anti-inflammatory foods available, especially for older adults. Why is it so powerful? First, spirulina is made up of over 60% highly absorbable plant protein, which helps maintain muscle strength and supports tissue repair, both essential for joint stability. But what really makes spirulina shine is a compound called phycocyanin, the vivid blue pigment that gives it its color. Phycocyanin is a natural antioxidant that has been shown to lower CRP-C-reactive protein, a major marker of inflammation in the body, and the same marker doctors track when evaluating arthritis. In one study, older adults who took just 2 grams of spirulina daily saw a significant drop in inflammation levels after 12 weeks and reported less joint stiffness and fatigue. But there's more. Spirulina also helps detoxify heavy metals, which can worsen joint and autoimmune pain, balance gut bacteria, which research now links directly to joint health, and support collagen production, the protein that keeps cartilage strong and joints flexible. How to use it? Choose organic third-party tested spirulina, ideally grown in fresh water, not open ponds. Mix 1 to 2 teaspoons into a smoothie with citrus juice. The vitamin C helps your body absorb it better. For an extra anti-inflammatory boost, pair it with a pinch of turmeric. It may taste like pond water, but your joints won't care. Because spirulina doesn't just reduce pain, it helps your body rebuild from within. And finally, the most powerful joint-supporting seed of them all, used for over 3,000 years, but nearly forgotten in modern diets. They've been used in traditional medicine for over 3,000 years. But for most people today, especially older adults, black sesame seeds are an overlooked miracle. These tiny seeds are packed with calcium, zinc, copper, and a rare compound called sesame, all essential for keeping joints strong, mobile, and pain-free as we age. Here's how they help. Calcium and zinc support bone density and nerve health. Copper reduces joint swelling and supports collagen formation. And sesame. It's a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cartilage from breakdown, boosts collagen production, and even enhances synovial fluid, the shock-absorbing liquid inside your joints. In fact, a 2013 study published in the International Journal of Rheumatic Diseases found that people with arthritis who consumed black sesame daily saw a 63% reduction in knee pain and improved joint flexibility in just 30 days. That's faster than most prescription drugs without the side effects. So how do you use them? Grind them fresh before eating. This unlocks their nutrients. Add to oatmeal porridge soups or even smoothies. Light toasting is fine for flavor, but avoid high heat, which destroys the healing oils. You don't need a fancy supplement or a new medication. Just a teaspoon of ground black sesame, day after day, can help your joints move the way they used to. Because healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, ancient, and sitting right in your kitchen. It's not just about joint pain, it's about freedom. Because when your joints move better, you move through life with more ease, more confidence, and less fear of falling, hurting, or slowing down. Today you've learned that not all seeds are created equal. Some, like Chia sunflower or poppy, may be quietly stirring up inflammation, blocking nutrients, or making stiffness worse without you even realizing it. And others, like hemp, spirulina, and black sesame, can actually help you rebuild what time and stress have worn down. If any of the bad seeds are already part of your daily routine, don't panic. Most of us were never taught how food affects joint health, especially as we age. But now that you know, one small change, like swapping sunflower seeds for ground flax or adding black sesame to your oatmeal, can start a quiet, powerful shift in your body. Tell us in the comments, which of these seeds surprised you the most? Which one are you ready to try or toss this week? We read every message, and your story might be the one that inspires someone else to take their first step toward healing. And speaking of food habits, in the next video, we're diving into a food many seniors love: creamy, familiar, comforting, but often eaten in the wrong way. We'll explore how small mistakes around this food could be silently affecting your bones, blood pressure, and even long-term safety, and how to fix it with simple, empowering swaps. Thanks for spending this time with us, and for giving your health the attention it deserves. You're not falling apart. You're just finally learning what your body really needs now. We'll see you in the next video.